Hey guys, my name is Zach. I am the owner and operator of Zach's Auto Detailing located in Springfield, Tennessee. And today we're going to be going over my full DIY build out of my 2010 Honda Pilot. If you are new here, starting in around January, February of this year, me and my father-in-law started a DIY project of building my car out and getting it fully mobile for detailing. I've been in detailing for about 4 years, and I decided that this year was the year to fully get in depth of being fully mobile and not having to rely on anybody for water, electric, or whatever else. And so today we're gonna go in in-depth video of everything I've done, everything I have. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get started. All right, before we start in the back, again, like I mentioned, I have a 2010 Honda Pilot. It has about 208,000 miles on it, and it had a little bit of work done with it actually about a month ago. Had to get the timing belt was going bad. It had a little bit of a crack, or it was about to snap. And so it was about to snap, and so I had that done, and some other stuff cost me a pretty penny. But praise the Lord, we're running great now, and that's pretty much it. I've not really had any issue other than that, but again, it's a 26-year-old car with 208,000 miles, so kind of expected. All right, starting with the back of the vehicle, I have this little glass that pops up. With all Honda Pilots, you get that. And so with the shelving in here, I made it to where I could pop this and be able to reach all my stuff and put some stuff or put towels or whatever case it may be. And that way, if I don't want to have, if I don't want to open the whole trunk, then I don't have to. But without further ado, let's get to the start of the back here, and I'll explain before I get into the details of the stuff I have, of all the materials and everything. I'll explain what you see right here, as in the shelving. So me and my father-in-law, we took, well, actually more him than me. He took the seats out because the floor wasn't fully level. And so we wanted a level place to start our build. And so we took all the seats out. And so on the other side, there's no seats. It's literally just a platform. We built a platform that's fully flush with the ground. And then on top of that, we have a wall and then pretty much 2 shelves. Again, I'll show you the shelf on the other side. That has the water tank, but this side has a fully built out shelf, and that's where we'll begin. So we'll start up here first. Again, as you can see, my material, my products, and pretty much my waxes in this little bin that has different products and whatnot, different things I use, crevice tools or whatnot. And then over here, we have my buffer and my mask that I use for ceramic coatings. And that's pretty much it. Gloves, extra chemicals. This is pretty much how it has stayed and stays for all my details. Secondly, we have my batteries. I have them hanging up, and my goes to my Dewalt drill here that has one of my brushes on there. And this is literally just hanging by a screw. Again, DIY. No need to have some fancy hanger. Just literally a screw, and it hasn't budged. It's been fantastic and whatnot. And again, all this stuff is literally just wood. And I got this carpet. I got this carpet that has all this carpet that's on here, right here, or here, is from Menards, if I'm saying that right. It's from Kentucky, about an hour from me. Actually, about 2 hours is in Bowling Green. So that's what this is all. It's pretty much just wood and the carpet. But we have this little shelf right here. This is actually from Amazon. A lot of the stuff is from Amazon. But again, I have this little shelf here. Obviously it holds my gun and my foamer. I actually don't use this wand. I use this one right here, but this is just a backup because I don't take this one off. It's already there, and I just kind of keep it there because it doesn't hurt anything. And so this is just an extra just in case this one goes bad, because sometimes they do. And then this actually, it did go bad. This will fall off periodically when I'm detailing, so I'm actually gonna get a new one here soon. But on top of here, we have little places for the nozzles, and a little extra, and then a little detail brush there. And then next we have my bottle holder. This is also from Amazon. And again, I'll link everything down here below where I got this, but Amazon, and it's been fantastic. Again, when I first built this shelf, it was about this big. Actually, it was up here, and I actually had to add a bottom here to the shelf so this could hang and not be hitting the roof, and that way I can get above it and get in here. So that was actually a little bit of a problem for me. But as you can see, this whole shelf is hanging up by L brackets, but also we have 2 things down here to keep it sturdy. But again, Amazon, super simple. It's not really much in depth, just holds on my bottles, keep all my detail products, as in all-purpose cleaner, just kind of get it all ready for details, spray waxes, that kind of stuff. I try to keep this about as clean as possible. I have this here just in case, so if I'm using something and I want to put it down for a minute, but I usually try to keep this very, very clean so I can get to these. But we'll move to this first. This is my Cox reel. This is actually for my cousin. He lives in Phoenix, Arizona. He actually shipped this to me. He had it. He had some products. And he goes, "Hey, you want a Cox reel?" I'm like, "Absolutely," because this thing is expensive, like over $200 some. So he shipped it to me. So praise the Lord for him. But again, it's a 100-foot Cox reel. This is actually only like a 65-foot line. Again, I bought it before I had this fully done. So this used to just be wound up in the back of the car. And so eventually we'll probably move up to 100-foot and, a lot better hose, but works fine. I've had it for about a year and whatnot. So again, can't complain. As you see, I have some lights here. This is from Lowe's. I actually got this from the guy that fixed my car. He actually gave it to me for free, so he's awesome. But this is a little cobalt light used for interiors at night and sometimes when I'm doing paint correction. But I have a big light that's at the house for that, which is not in the car, and I'll keep that with me at 24/7. Next, we have my little electrical outlet. This is a 50-foot hose line. This is from Amazon, and I had this for about a couple years before I even started this build out. Praise the Lord. I got it from my mother and father-in-law for Christmas one year. And then this also was a birthday gift this year from them as well. This is from Home Depot. It's Husky, obviously. And it's been fantastic. This is also a 50-foot line. And then on top of that, we have the Toronor, if I'm saying that right. I've had this for many, many, many years. And so eventually I want to use they have a new one off the record company that you can just hit, and it's a lot easier, a little cleaner looking. But hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And then down here, I have my towels, which all my towels are pretty much in the wash. These are some I bought yesterday because I did a wax and I wanted to use some fresh ones, so they're not folded. Just put them in here. But this is where I usually keep all my towels, and that's pretty much it for the back here. There's nothing else here. There's a little slide here. I keep some extra line and just random stuff. And then I have a little step stool. Again, this doesn't do much, but it does a little bit if you're trying to get a roof SUV. I'm 6'2", so I don't normally need too much help. But yeah, so there's pretty much the back of it. And then we'll go to the other side. This is where the magic happens. So like I mentioned, the platform, this is literally all wood. And if you want to see that whole video of my father-in-law and me building this more over my father-in-law, go check out the videos before this. But pretty much we have another platform that leads me to up here. My 60-gallon water tank. This thing is fantastic. I do wish I would have got maybe a little more, and I've even thought about building this up a little bit and putting another water tank here, because I've realized that if I'm doing more than one car a day, and let's say it's all mobile, I'm at someone's house, I can't refill, I need a little more water. But again, I've been doing this for months now, and it's been fine. I've been working around it. It's not really been an issue, just kind of one of those things that's a fear in my mind. But again, I have this is the fill-up line. I have a 50-foot line hose here that I can hook up to any water socket or whatnot. And this is the on and off valve. But as we move down to the pressure washer, this is a Greenworks. I think it's a 1.8 GP, whatever it's called. Got it from Lowe's. I showed it on a deal. Got it for a little less than $200. And it's been fantastic. It works phenomenally. It gives plenty of water, plenty of pressure. Haven't any issues with it. It doesn't leak, and I'm very, very happy with it. Don't mind the line here. I will talk a little bit about some things I got to fix at the end of the video, but we'll move to that to the end. But so we got the pressure washer. Next we have the air compressor. This is also from Home Depot. Rigid. I like rigid, and this is the one I wanted. And for my birthday, just like the other side where that's connected to, the air hose, my mother and father-in-law got me this for my birthday as well. They're fantastic. Again, it works great. Again, sometimes you have to wait for it to redo because I can't do a full car using full power. But again, that's all. Again, this is a DOI in a SUV, so I'm not expecting a massive one because it's gonna need to repump itself. So it's been fantastic. It's not very loud, and again, I love it. It's been fantastic, no issues at all. Next, we move to my rigid shop vac. This is from Home Depot as well. Again, rigid, and I think this is a 5-gallon. I forget how much horsepower it has, but again, I've used one of these for 3 years, and it finally died on me last year, and I got this one, the same exact one. Don't have a big hose for it or reel, because again, I can't really fit it in here, and I don't really need it. You don't really need it. Sometimes, again, when you're doing something like this that's in a car that's economical, you don't have to get all the fancy stuff and make everything color coordinated. But again, this thing sucks and does a great job of vacuuming. Then we have my buckets with all the stuff you need for cleaning the car out on the exterior, with the grip guards. And I think all this stuff came from Amazon, all the brushes, Amazon. And I've had these buckets for years. This actually was my first ever Christmas present for detailing that I got in 2021 for Christmas, if that tells you how much I hold on to things. And then we'll move over to this side, but again, we see also my Pedator Generator. But I'll move to the other side and show you kind of how this sits in there and go a little more in depth. All right, now we move to the generator. Again, I have this thing sitting in here. It's got a strap on it that goes on both sides. Got a hook there, got a hook down here, and it's strapped down. But also I put, again, this may look a little janky. I don't care. Piece of wood right here, piece of wood over there, and it doesn't move. Stable, haven't had any issues. It comes out here. Only issue I've ever had is if it's really windy outside, this door will shut. And when that happens, the generator will turn off, which is fantastic because it's made to do that for carbon monoxide purposes. But that can get a little annoying, so I just got to make sure if it's windy, got to have something here to prop it or a bungee cord to keep it open. So that's the only thing I've had issues with, but it doesn't get anything on your hot. Doesn't melt anything up here. It's been fantastic, and this thing runs forever. It looks a little beat up because it has fallen out on my car a couple times before I had the setup. Literally like twice it fell out because of a hill, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's been fantastic, and I hate that it's dropped and it looks like this because I've tried to take good care of my stuff, and again, I wish I wouldn't have fallen out, but it is what it is. Next, we have this little steamer. Again, I don't usually use this a lot during summer details, but in winter, obviously, if you're a detailer, you know these things are essential for winter time, keeping your hands warm, but also keeping your chemicals nice and not freezing, especially when you're in below temperatures like we get in here in Tennessee sometimes. And again, I've had this thing. This is literally OG. I've had it since 2021, before I even started my detail business, or mine even came up with a name. I got this for Christmas. I think my wife got it for me. This is also from Amazon. Again, Amazon. My little bag here, I keep this, I don't think anything's in here right now. Oh, it's just some rags, microfibers, Harbor Freight. Again, I've had this for years now, and I just keep on when I'm doing an interior, I'll put my bottles that I need, which is usually like 2 or 3, and then some towels on the other side, and then that way I don't have to keep coming back to the car to get my towels or put stuff everywhere. It's all neatly there. And that's pretty much it to the build. There's really not that much more to it. I keep my towels up here, keep my dirty towels up here in this little bin, and then after my detail, I'll go take it and go wash them and put it back in the back. That's pretty much it. But again, I've learned that there are a couple of things I need to fix. And so I'll go through those real fast. There's not a lot that needs to be fixed, but some things that I've seen that I'm like, wow, I didn't even think about that, or I didn't even know. First thing is this is all gravity fed. If you already didn't know, again, I didn't show you any compressor or pump. This is all gravity fed, but with that, you have a little hole here that's for to breathe. But if this thing's full, it'll dump out. You hit a bump or whatnot, because all the way up here, it'll dump out. So I need to get a little valve there to breathe, but also I can turn off and shut off or shut when I'm driving or not using it. That way it doesn't leak out. Secondly, when it comes to wood build, you have a lot of movement. When this thing's full of water, it is heavy. It'll move this shelf, and sometimes looks a little sketchy. And so I realized that I needed to tighten up some things and tighten up some screws, because as I was getting ready to make this video and cleaning up, I realized that some of the screws are like super out, and there's a gap or underneath. need to be tightened down. So the thing I've realized is when it comes to the wood construction, this thing gets so heavy with 60 gallons of water in it that it'll move the shelf, and with that it'll move the screws out a little bit. It's not that it's fully stripped, but that they need to be tightened up on both sides. I realized that as I was getting ready to make this video. And so that's just one little small thing that if you're building out a full setup like I have, you just got to remember that again, things come with not having metal or a big frame that's already welded together. Again, wood moves, wood shifts, especially with that thing on it. Thirdly, the third thing I've found in my setup is I used to have a surge protector that had all these things connected. And with this, again, this is one thing I need to fix or buy. Again, my pressure washer has this surge protector on it already, but there's only 2 ports on this generator. So when I have this plugged in, it'll only plug into the top, and I can't get anything else plugged in. And so the issue I am having is I need to get a big power strip that can handle the watts of all 2 of these together, and this running at the same time. Because sometimes I'll use these coincide together, or this, you know, whatever. I want to be able to use them all at the same time, or whenever I need to use them, and I have to rely on having to unplug and plug and unplug and unplug. That's what I've been dealing with the past couple weeks. Is my little surge protector that was not made for that much power just died. And really, that's pretty much it for the build in here. Again, everything's been really kept. It has really helped me be able to keep focus, get to a detail, do my thing, and get out, and not have to take 20 minutes to clean up, try to keep things tidy. Everything kind of stays in the same spot. And if you're consistent with it, and we're detailers, we should be pretty good at keeping our van or car clean, which I struggle with front up there because of trash and stuff. But back here usually stays pretty clean and whatnot. So I'm very, very happy with it. And I praise the Lord for my father-in-law and wanting to help me and helping me, because I wouldn't have been able to accomplish this without him. So again, shout out to James for helping me. Best father-in-law in the world, and just amazing man. And yeah, pretty much that's it on the build. I do have also one other thing I got to do to the outside for my car. My old boss actually helped me make this. He sent me a render. It was a Corvette and sort of like this. And I was like, well, I don't want a Corvette. My favorite car is a GT, Ford GT. It's my dream car. And not in red, but red when it comes to advertisement means urgency. And then you have the blue for clean. And so I came up with this design on ChatGPT, no joke, and had the guy that did the logo before print it out and install it for me. He was fantastic. Couldn't recommend him enough. And I'm happy he wasn't mad at me for redoing it. Again, it wasn't like, it's not that I hated the other one, but I wanted something that stood out a little more and I felt confident with. So I did that. But here's what I'm talking about what I need to fix on it is I still have some of the old glue on there. It's on this side. The hood has a Z. Again, my hood is already gone, but it looks pretty good when this thing was fully on there. And I have another thing for the hood that corresponds with the logo now, but this needs to be taken off. Again, same thing on this side. You can see a lot better now where the old logo was. And then on the trunk, pretty much all the stuff on the trunk is good, but this needs to be taken off. I already got like half of it off. But that's pretty much it. Again, all those things are just things that are just mediocre that don't really need to be changed right now. I'm gonna have the will to do that, so that'll be in the next video or a couple of videos. But long story short, hopefully you liked it. Again, I'll try to link everything down below of all the stuff I got. Because again, if you're starting your detail business and you're like, where do I even start? I was there. I've been you. When I started in 2022, I had no clue what I was doing. I just watched tons of videos of trying to figure out what's chemicals, and I was just buying stuff from Walmart, and I didn't know what I was doing. But time comes and you figure out what works. And so if you're a new detailer and you're brand new at this and you're like, well, do I need to get all this stuff? No, you don't have to get all this stuff. And I can make a video of what you do need. But again, all this stuff corresponds and makes everything so much faster. And so I'm very happy and very blessed to have this build out, to have this car, and to be able to afford to fix it and to keep it running and to be able to run this business. Again, I try to be a blessing and try to be a blessing to many people this year, and I hope I can keep doing that and be able to provide for my family and do something I love, which is detailing. So without further ado, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you like this video. If you do, please feel free to share, like, and subscribe. And again, I'll see you in the next video. Again, I have some ideas, and hopefully I'll have them a lot sooner. I'm gonna try to start posting a lot more, which I always say in my other videos, but I mean it this time. Is again, I think that a lot of, especially younger people that like when I first started out, there's tons of questions and there's tons of big people out there that you can answer them. But when it comes to a budget, it comes to not having much money, and you're like, how do I even start? And I started out of a Prius, no joke, a blue Prius, 2010 Prius I started out of, and now I have this. Again, this isn't brand new. This isn't, you know, a $50,000 truck or whatever, but you don't need that. Again, you just need a desire, and just a couple $100, and you can start your detail business. So hopefully that encourages you to, you can be one day like this, or even better. So again, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a good rest of your day and night, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.